Welcome to Grey County Life on Rogers TV. I'm one of your hosts, Rhonda Brown.
And I'm Mary Jane Murray, and this is your favorite lifestyle magazine show on Rogers TV. Well, it's good to see you, Rhonda.
It's good to see you, too.
I missed you last week, or you missed me.
I missed you desperately. Charlie and I were out of sorts all week, gotta say. But I am back on track this week. We were just talking about the fact that I am off sugar and flour for a little bit. I've been overindulging for probably 2 months, and I feel dreadful. Inflammation in my joints, my allergies are going crazy, you know. I mean, Charlie's quite happy because he gets lots of snacks. But yes, which I shouldn't probably do either, but yes, we're off the wagon. And I wanted to comment, we always do our community updates, but Mary Jane and I didn't even talk last night about what we were wearing. And I came across this article that talked about go with the mono color. The one color outfits are, you know, really, really fashionable. And I thought, okay, what am I doing? We're doing Owen Sound stuff today. I'm gonna wear my Owen Sound t-shirt and my pants that kind of match. And what does she do? But she comes in her matching outfit and we look amazing. So just to say, we are on the same wavelength a lot of the time, and I really, really like that.
Well, I don't have Owen Sound splashed all over me. However, my pendant is from the Artist Co-op. Yeah. And, you know, I love the Artist Co-op. Shop there whenever I can. And yes, so downtown Owen Sound,
downtown
River
Owen
District.
Sound. Today's the big day for downtown Owen Sound.
It is. But I have a couple of updates, speaking of downtown Owen Sound and all the things that, you know, tend to happen. A couple of things that are coming up, and that is the Grey Bruce One World Festival that's coming up on Wednesday, June the 7th, 9:30 to 2:30 at the Farmers Market in Owen Sound. And it's going to showcase the richness and the beauty, different cultures, beliefs, backgrounds, and embracing our differences and our individualities through music, theater, crafts, and stories. Wow. So, downtown Owen Sound, the Farmers Market, Wednesday, June 7th, 9:30 to 2:30. And of course, it's a free event.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other one is the Act for Climate Cabaret. Like, is that a celebration or what?
It sounds like a party.
It certainly does. And that's Monday, June the 5th at 7 p.m. Doors open at 6:30 at the Harmony Center in Owen Sound. And it's to celebrate the environment through art, songs, music, performances. And of course, you know, when we talk about performances, we know that Theater is part of that, as well as the Grey Bruce Climate Action Team as well. So what I particularly love about the Climate Action Team is that we're getting two folds of information. One, they're taking climate change and doing celebrations along with information and encouraging people through happy events to really think about climate and what they're doing in their households, in their communities, in their cities, municipalities. And then on the other hand, giving lots of information around what we can do. So you actually have the serious side of climate action as well as the fun side and how to engage the community, especially kids.
Yeah. When the message is all doom and gloom, you know, it's hard to have any hope going forward or thinking that anything that you do is going to make any kind of a difference whatsoever. So you're absolutely right. Engaging our kids and giving them ideas, but making it something that's hopeful and fun. And you know what? Protecting our environment and our world is a good thing, and it's happiness. It's going to create even more happiness too.
Well, both of the events are free. Yeah. And so, you know, it just includes everyone. Yeah. That's a good thing.
I think that their event recently, the Climate Action Team, that was an amazing day for families downtown by the river. And, you know, I just think that the angle that they're choosing to go at it from is spectacular. You know, I don't want my kids to feel like there's no hope with the future. So I really like the way that they're tackling the situation these days, the topic.
Yes, and with our upcoming guests on the show today, we are all about the various celebrations that are going to be happening in our community over the summer, and you know, what an exciting place to live.
I'm always amazed at how much there is to do in our community, and I'm always telling people, you know, you can be as busy as you want, and some of us are busier than others, or you can relax, but boy, there's always something going on. You cannot be bored in this area.
Well, and the other thing too is, you know, a lot of these events coming up are going to be free. So it engages the entire community, you know, and I think that is really important. But we do have to hear all the details from our guests today, because it's all about the city of Owen Sound.
Today is all about Owen Sound and our festivals and events. And the fact that you're right, like having these free events for our young families is huge. With the cost of living these days, being able to go and do things that don't cost an arm and a leg, and you can pack your lunch and take it downtown if you want, and sit in the parks and by the library, and you know, it is huge. I mean, not all of us are still in that demographic, but we want more of that in our community, so we've got to make it inclusive, right?
Well, the other thing too is that the costs of everything are going up. Rent and food and transportation, gas, everything is going up. And so there's a lot of families who are struggling, and the food bank and O'Share are finding like a 9%, or a lot, I shouldn't quote any percentages, but certainly a huge increase in the number of folks who are accessing those services. So when we have free events in our community, it just gives families an opportunity to take a little respite from some of those pressures.
And the stress of having to meet the demands of family and expense and cost of living. So, well, we've got lots of fabulous information for everybody in the area coming up after these messages on Grey County Life on Rogers TV.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
This is a brain in urgent need of mental health care. But because 3 out of every 4 Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, she may not get the help she needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Hi, can I take your order? Hello?
Oh, hey. Wait, what was the question?
Let me guess. 1 driving high combo, extra baked?
No. Could I get a burger with a side of fries?
Think you're a better driver when you're high? Think again. Smoking weed affects reaction time and concentration. A message from Mad Canada.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
Welcome back to Grey County Life on Rogers TV, and today it's all things basically Owen Sound. Festivals, events, everything to do for this summer. It's going to be a great day.
Well, it is, and we have the expert, We have Jen Wright with us, who knows everything about what's going on. She is the Events Activation Coordinator for the City of Owen Sound, and she engages with the planners and clients while managing various aspects of the city's events. Now, one of the things I asked you the last time I think we interviewed you is, do you ever get to sleep?
No, no, I don't know. I do in the winter months. That's kind of our downtime. And but again, you look at, you know, who you've got on next is Viveca, and she's ramping up for those winter events. So everybody kind of has their ebbs and flows of our busy time to downtime. So take advantage of it when we can.
I was thinking about how a mom, well, not just moms, but how people organize their summer for their kids, thinking, okay, we're going to do this, 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 and this. And you have that on top of organizing it for everybody. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but my girls are older now, so they're off with summer jobs and finishing school, and I don't really have to worry about them too much. They're pretty mobile, have their own vehicles, so I'm past that stage.
That's good. So tell us what's coming up, because there are a lot of wonderful events that are coming up this summer.
So we start off with Harbor Nights, which happens at the Owen Sound Visitor Center, which I'm going to add right now before I forget. It is actually open for the season. So if you're looking for information on accommodations or trips around the area, the waterfalls tour, getting up to Tobermory, Manitoulin, stop by the Owen Sound Visitor Center to get that information. They are open 7 days a week.
And they would have the flyers, the pamphlets,
everything maps, everything you need to know. And there's actually some really cool Owen Sound swag this year. Really? Oh my gosh, yeah, the sweaters that Melissa brought in this year. I've got to get over and grab one. So some really cool colors.
Is that, well,
yeah, I've
got 5 grandchildren, and I really want to get them some t-shirts.
That's the place to be. Yeah. That's the place to be. Yeah.
So it hosts the Harbor Nights, so it's coming up.
Yep. So that happens on Sundays, June through August, and we moved it away from September just because it was damp. I was getting cold earlier in the evenings, and so what we thought we would do is do some a 4 o'clock and a 7 o'clock show on several of the Sundays. So it starts June the 18th and runs straight through to the end of August. There are no performances August long weekend, but other than that, that's where you'll find us.
Which is fantastic to me. You know what? You go down for a little bit of live music and then you go out for dinner for Sunday evening, or vice versa. It's a great setup. I think that's going to draw lots of people.
It will, and we've also got Burger Chief joining us, as well as Sunday's Ice Cream. So, you know, you won't have to go too far to grab a bite to eat in between those shows on those Sunday nights.
Well, I love Sunday's ice cream.
I know.
It's supposed to be off the sugar, people, but yeah, Sunday's ice cream.
Salted caramel is my favorite still.
So the performers are the same performers. If you come for the 4 o'clock show and want to stay for the 7 o'clock show, are you hearing the same musicians?
No, they're all different. Each of the 12 performances are all different, and you'll see some of them are returning artists. We do a big call out in February for artists and musicians that come from all over Ontario. They submit to us their bios, their social media feeds, any videos, and we vet them and put them through the process and then do some selection. But we also do listen to the audience. We've had several bands that have returned because the audience wants them back. So we'll have to look at the audience for that. So,
you make it an afternoon with a dinner in between and an evening performance. I mean, you've got that covered, and it's for general audiences.
Yep, for sure.
Bring the family.
And so it is a great opportunity to bring out your family. Just grab a lawn chair, come, bring your family, have a bite to eat, listen to the live free music, check out the swag in the visitor center. We do have other vendors who do attend. The library comes with their open card system. Just to talk, we have some of our sponsors, which I'll talk about, that come for the evening as well. And some of them love to be a part of it, and some of them just want to put forward the sponsorship dollars to help us keep bringing live music to Owen Sound. So I'll do a little shout out to a few of our sponsors. Red Bay Lodge, and that's our kickoff night. And I'm going to tell people they need to come to that night because there's going to be a special little treat that he's bringing with him.
And if you follow Red Bay Lodge on Facebook, boy, their food, goodness,
I know.
It
So
looks
just
incredible.
There's the little hint, the
Yes,
food.
The food.
Yep, Kelso Villa, PV Mart, Engaged Financial, HD Elston Watt, barrister and solicitor, Owen Sound Gardens, Lisa Dren, new real estate agent at EXP Realty. She's jumped on board this year. Owen Sound Attack, they've been an existing partner for many, many years. Plan A, Nipissing, Simcoe, Muskoka, and Grey Bruce. If you're looking for a job, they are the ones to contact. They're new sponsor this year as well. Long and McQuaid Musical Instruments, the Tom Thompson Art Gallery, and Bounce Radio is our concluding sponsor evening in August. And as well, shout out to Rogers TV, Daryl and Mark. You know, they come out every Sunday and they're live streaming our programming so that people who, you know, might not be able to get out in the retirement homes can actually enjoy watching it. And then it airs again 2 more times the next week. So thanks, guys, for all of your support. Yeah, I think I have to start buying them ice cream.
Ooh,
I think I owe them ice cream and some burgers.
We need more camera people, because
Yeah, there
Mary
you
Jane
go.
and I are available.
So yeah, so I think you guys have a little clip you want to show with
Harbor
the
Nights.
performers.
Sounds good.
Come join us. We will have performers.
Well, this is something that you just don't want to miss, and it's free.
Yeah.
And it's free.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you have another event coming up, Music at the Market.
Yep, so Music at the Market is July and August. Very similar format with bringing in musicians and artists. This year we're doing a Thursday evening, 5 o'clock show from 5 to 7. We're going to introduce a little bit of a different change to that. We thought we'd try to get some people out and about after work hours. We're using a catering license from Georgia-based Center for the Arts, and they're going to be serving alcohol. So as long as you stay within the Owen Sound Farmers Market area in the River District, you'll be able to enjoy a drink, listen to some live music. We're going to see how that works, and then Fridays are from noon until 2.
That, I think, is a fabulous idea. Get people out right after work, enjoy the waterfront right there.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, no, looking forward to it. And Remax Grey Bruce Realty is back on board for major sponsor of that event, as well as Kelso Villa and the Owen Sound Garden. So thanks to them for coming on board this year, and we hope that you know, people can get out and enjoy the performers. Do you want a little bit of a rundown for the performers?
Well, we know that there's 2 of our favorites. Well,
Yeah.
many of our favorites. Yes.
So first kickoff night is Rosie Smokeouts Deluxe, Rob Elder, Paige Warner, local Owen Sounder, the Realm Walkers, which is a new band just formed by Tara and Trevor McKenzie. James Brown Trio, the Scott Harworth Band, Honey Hammers, Adam Cousins, Country Western. Also say Scott Harworth played last year at Canada Day, and everybody loved him. So get out and watch him again. Mill Pond Project, Amber May, Chris Sherry and John Zaslow, Hayden, Onion Honey, Tin Man and the Flying Monkeys. And then 2 of those Thursday nights, we're doing a mix and match Thursday where single solo artists can come out and perform. And we've got Kaylee Jane Hawkins, Emma Wright, Amber Mitchell, Ryan Knight, Kelvin Weatherall, Paige Warner, and Gracie Jett, who is going to be joining us for those. And I should add that Paige Warner's earlier programming is our actual band.
Oh, yeah.
who I've never heard her sing with her band before, so I'm really excited about that.
Oh,
very cool.
yeah.
Very
yes.
cool.
Yep. Yeah, so there's a few new names on that list, and a few artists who have been around for a while, and some of them play in various bands. Like the Honeyhammers, several of the musicians, they play for other people, so it's great to have. We just have such a mecca of music in this community. It is overwhelming to see how many submissions come in every year.
Wow. Well, that's amazing, because it's just really putting us on the map in terms of, because you did mention that folks were coming from a wide variety of areas. I mean, all the way down to Windsor and across the lower part of the province coming up here. So, I mean, we're on the map, that's for sure. But the other thing, too, is that after COVID, everybody wants to get out and play in front of an audience.
Yeah.
So that interaction is huge.
Yep. And so we share those, so if there's musicians that didn't get in for the show, we kind of put them on a wait list. We often do get a band that cancels because they're sick, or we share the list with other departments at the city so that they can be used for other events as well.
That's great.
So yeah.
And the other event that you've coming up is the Waterfront Festival as well, which is coming up June, 2 days.
Yep.
June 30th and July 1st.
Yeah, so Youth Day, which is the Friday, June 3rd, takes place at the Owen Sound Visitor Center. It runs from 12 until 6, and that's like it is solely based around youth. So we've got youth performers, dancers, musicians. We'll also have vendors and yoga, dancing. I already said dancing. Lots of stuff going on. A balloon artist. We have a photo booth. Shannon Deckers is sponsoring a photo booth, so you can come and get your friends and family photos that day as well. The Owen Sound Police Department, they do a little check your bikes for summer, bike rodeo, and the fire department, the Salmon Derby folks, and lots of vendors will be there. And the one thing I should mention is that the Reconciliation Garden Committee is going to be doing some activities with the youth. They'll be doing a walking tour that leaves from the Owen Sound Visitor Center, and they do a walk through to the Reconciliation Garden Committee garden project in groups, and then they'll be doing some activities at the garden for the kids about reconciliation. And then the big canoe from Meaford will be coming over to take some of those kids on a little tour up and down the channel. So exciting day for them.
To me, that is the kickoff for the summer. They're done school. It's Yahoo time. It was at my house, So what a great way to start it.
Yeah, it is. So that's going to be a super fun day. Lots of activities happening. We still have an open call for vendors. If any vendors, artisans out there, or community organizations want to join us for either the Friday, June 30th or Canada Day. Everything is on the website. If you just go to owensound.ca and go to festivals and events, all of our events are listed there, and you can grab vendor applications. You can see more info, check out the musician lineup. Everything is there.
Oh, perfect.
So
what's happening on Canada Day?
So Canada Day, again, is 12 until, of course, the fireworks at night. Again, we've got food trucks, a whole group of food trucks, as well as artisans and vendors. And this year, we're doing 2 stages. So there'll be 2 stages set up with musicians, small stages, because we want people to still be able to enjoy the activities that are happening, but listen to some music at the same time. So they will be away from the main stage, and there won't be anything on the main stage until 4 o'clock, and that's when our ceremonies will start.
Yep.
Yep. So we've got the opening ceremonies, and then we'll have two bands. The Mike McCarthy Band will be playing, and then Marshall Dane is coming to do the kickoff just before the fireworks.
We had such I took my grandchildren last year. We had such a great time.
Yeah.
And the really cool thing about Marshall is that he has a person, he's had a couple of them, that come and do sign language. So all his music, so if you know somebody out there who's hard of hearing and wants to come, this is the opportunity to do that. Marshall and his group and his band, they've been doing this across Ontario. So everything he sings is signed.
Wow.
Yeah, so pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's really important.
Yes, it is.
It really is.
It is. And when he offered it, I was like, yes, let's bring that on, just because I know that there's a lot of folks in the area who would love to be able to come out and enjoy live music and have it signed. Yeah.
Oh, it would be a great day.
We're looking forward to it. We've got the Collingwood Circus coming. We've got a balloon creations, a dog show, lots of things happening. Everything is on the website if you want to know more information. And again, it's free. And we will be looking for volunteers as well. So if you want to volunteer, just go to the website, owensound.ca, go to Festival of Events, and you'll see everything for each of the events that we've talked about listed there.
And that's all at Kelso.
Yes, on Canada Days, everything's at Kelso.
Everything's at Kelso.
Everything's at Kelso.
The other thing, too, is you can't run all of these events without volunteers.
No, exactly. And Canada Day and Youth Day is a big undertaking, and so we will have a call out for volunteers. We have a lot who have already contacted. Of course, they're from last year who have asked if they can help again this year. It's very rewarding, and they get to listen to music, and they get to walk around and check out the vendors and enjoy the day themselves as well. Yeah, it's a win-win.
So the other thing too is the free family outdoor movies.
Yes, we have 4 outdoor movies, 2 in July and 2 in August. They're on Friday evenings. And we've got some Disney family movies those 4 nights as well. And they start at dusk. We kind of open up at 7:30. We have some activities. And we have several sponsors in the area we do pizza night. We do an ice cream night. We have chips and water one night. So we have activities as well going on for the kids before the movies launch and at dusk.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, fantastic.
This is a smattering of what's happening. This is just what you're covering.
Yes, just what I'm doing. Wait till you get Viveca and add on all of the things that she's doing. You know what? The City of Owen sounds very, very active in the community, and we are so lucky to have the backing of the community as well, because you'll see when you start your summer events, you'll see the same people at many of the events, and they follow us around, and they want to be there, and they want to be a part of it. And then they start to bring their families, and then the grandparents bring the grandkids, and they don't want to miss a beat. So it's great that we have that support.
It's really important for grandparents to start bringing their children and their grandchildren, because you want that volunteer spirit to go through the generation. So you're actually teaching younger children. It's really important to give back to your community.
It is, yeah. That's why I love being involved as well.
Okay, with that big smile.
Yeah.
After all of that, the big smile.
Yeah, it's all good.
Well, thanks, Jen, for coming on and telling us about everything that's going on, or a smattering. And we know that we can go on the website to check stuff out.
Yes,
and
you
we're
can.
looking forward to this summer. But we will be back with Viveca after these messages on Grey County Life.
I'm Carolyn King, and I'm a member of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation and the creator of the Moccasin Identifier. Philip Cote, an artist in Toronto here, took and redrew real moccasins. We're starting over with the children. The idea is that they would research whose land their school is built on, near, or what treaty area they're in. And the educational kit that we have has all that information in there. And the children just, love it. My dream is that this province will be covered with moccasin identifiers within the next decade, and they will forever know whose land they're on. That's the goal. Educate and awareness with a nice, simple little program called the Moccasin Identifier.
He's, taking up some space, and just a perfect shot.
And we got a tie ball game. Nice low shot, right around.
Are you the type who would keep going or stop? It's not easy to stop when you have an addiction. Legalizing cannabis won't stop addiction. It trivializes its consumption. Let's be vigilant. If you need help, visit portage.ca.
Welcome back to Grey County Life on Rogers TV, your go-to place this week for everything going on in our community this summer. Oh my goodness. And beyond, from what I understand. I could be wrong, but...
Well, yes, a lot of the musicians that we talked about in the first segment are local, but also drawing from a very much wider community.
Yeah.
But carrying on, our next guest is Viveca Gravel, and she is the Community Development Coordinator for the City of Owen Sound. So today is all about Owen Sound.
All about Owen Sound,
and
absolutely.
So you have a list of activities that are coming up as well. So give us the details.
Yeah, I literally brought a list. Because Jen and I like to keep things exciting, and we don't plan summer vacations. So we like to bring as much party energy to the city as possible. So the first thing to put on your calendars is River District Blooms. River District Blooms is a new event this year. I've been wanting to do it for a couple of years, but as events kind of develop, you need to figure out all of the logistics and all that kind of stuff. And Pollinate Owen Sound approached me at one point, and they're really focused on pollinators and native plant life and stuff. And I said, that's it. That's the hook. That's what we needed for this event to happen. So we've got 5 installations for this year. There might be another one. I'm still working on it. As you can imagine, with a first-year event, everything is kind of up in the air until you get them on the ground. So 5 installations, all plant-based, floral-based, many of them with native plant life and blooming plants. So you've got a pollinator perspective on it and a native plant perspective on it. And these installations will be on display 24/7 from June 9th to June 18th in and around City Hall for the first year, just keeping it all tight and close. And you'll be able to go and look at them. They'll bring beauty to the city. This is the timeline where the city starts to put out the hanging baskets as well and do the planter boxes. So hopefully by the end of that week, the River District will quite literally be in bloom.
Wow.
And of course, there will be QR codes, which you'll be able to kind of interact with for each installation individually. And from there, you'll be able to get information on the sponsors, the designers, the greenhouses involved, and then of course, lists of plants that they've put in. Hey, this plant is beautiful and it's a pollinating plant. I should have this in my garden. Well, what the heck is that called? Well, that's such and such, and it requires, this kind of light and this watering and this kind of environment. So all of that information will be there, and you'll know exactly where to go get it because the greenhouses will be listed as well.
Wow, perfect.
So, yeah, I'm really, really hoping to kind of bring a natural, beautiful event to the River District this early summer, late spring, whatever we want to call it.
Well, this is really up and coming because there's a lot of information out there about encouraging native plants and pollinators and how important that is in reference to climate change.
And nobody knows where to start.
That's, well, we did. We actually, in our 3 gardens, actually started a native plant and pollinator gardens.
I would have no idea where to start. I don't plant anything. But when I see a plant and I can learn a little bit about it and say, oh, well, I really like the way that looks and it's great for the environment, I'm sold.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the art gallery is getting involved too.
Yes, the entire open card team. So that's the Tom, the library, the Marine and Rail Museum, and the Billy Bishop. They're all working together, and I'm sure they could come in and talk about their open card for an hour. It's really, really wonderful, and everybody should have one. Sign up, go to the library, it's great.
Absolutely.
I have mine.
Me too.
Get your card.
But they're building one of the installations out, and they're also part of the Pollinate Owen Sound group. So they were really a point of, information, a way for me to kind of speak to the people on the ground with the pollinating group and that kind of stuff to really learn what verbiage I should be using and what kind of plants I should be promoting and all of that kind of stuff. So they've got a really beautiful installation. I'm not going to give too much away because everybody needs to come and see it, but it will be outside of the farmers market, and of course there will be an ode to Tom.
Oh, yay.
So, and is there going to be I have here June 10th is Pollinator Symposium at the Art Gallery?
Yes, thank you. That's on my list. Totally forgot it because I'm not reading the list. So there is a Pollinator Symposium. It starts at 11 a.m. at the Tom. And this will feature multiple speakers. The information for that can be found online on our Facebook event, actually. I've shared the Pollinate Owen Sound Symposium information, but it starts at 11. We've got gardeners coming to speak, but this is also in line with one of the exhibits that's currently opening up at the Tom. And it was just a happy accident that we're really happy it all kind of benefits each other. And it is called, oh my goodness, Undergrowth.
Oh,
Undergrowth.
Yes.
Oh.
So the artist really takes a lot of inspiration from native plant life or non-native plant life and speaking to it. And the Tom has some really exciting ways that they're going to have this on display. So this is a great way to kind of dip your toe, get involved in, you know, the native plant life and that kind of thing. So I think it's going to be really, really great. And of course, around 5 o'clock, we'll be doing an opening reception, and that will be in celebration of the launch of River District Blooms. I will be speaking. A few other people will be speaking, and there'll be some light fare and an open bar.
Oh.
Sorry, cash bar, not open. The bar will be open.
I was going to say, woo!
But
I don't think you have enough tickets for that event.
That's right. That's right.
bring your wallet.
Please bring your wallet, and all proceeds from that go to, of course, supporting the Tom. So it's really important that people come out and help support it. So definitely make it out for River District Blooms.
Nice.
And then, you know, one short week after that, we've got our first Wheel and Ride event. So I work with the police. Last year was our first Wheel and Ride. And why it's called a Wheel and Ride, not just a bike rodeo, is because kids out there right now are riding all sorts of different things. So scooters, rollerblades, skateboards. And it's so important that regardless of what you're riding, as long as it's a non-motorized vehicle, you learn road safety.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So the police come, they have a really great setup. It's at the farmers market from about 1:30 till 4. And they'll come out and they'll set up the whole roadway and teach you hand signals and all that kind of stuff. We bring in some bike maintenance, and they'll help blow up tires and stuff. The city will be there, the tourism students will be there, and they'll be promoting their free bike program. They've got bikes at the visitor center that you can just borrow. I mean, you have to sign it out, of course.
Yeah.
But you can borrow it for the day and explore the city by bike. So we have those bikes there. They can be used by parents for the day if they'd like to ride alongside their child, or just promoting that in general. Some face painting, and of course we've got our biker tattoo parlor. That'll be back this year. Yeah, well, because bikers, they have tattoos. So we have a local studio, 1437, that comes in, and they get all the kids all tatted up.
Oh, good Lord.
They love it, though. They love it so much.
They do.
And the police will be running a barbecue as well, and everything. So it's just a lot lot of fun. And I mean, I have such fun memeries of bike rodeos from when I was a kid.
Me too. That's what I was going to say.
Thinking,
I loved it.
It's just for kids. It's not for adults too.
It's for anybody young at heart and anybody who wants to get a little bit of a brush up on bike safety, road safety.
Because some people, some people take to bike riding a lot later in life. It's not a kid thing for them, but. It probably was at one time, but now they need to brush up because riding a bike on the roadway is different than driving a car.
It sure
and
is.
With the proliferation of e-bikes around, even though it's motorized, just getting your signals and things and knowing what the rules are for your bike is a good idea.
It absolutely is. Now we do ask that it's entirely non-motorized, just because there's a lot of children running around in the space. So I think you're less likely to get run over by a skateboard than a e-bike and that kind of stuff. So, well, I hope. I don't know.
And if you're running people over, maybe you should be getting some bigger lessons.
That's true. You know what? Don't come to this event. Get your own, and then come when you've got a little bit. Yes, absolutely. But moving on from that, we've got July 8th. July 8th is the hottest street sale. This event's been happening for over 30 years. I didn't start this event. This is not my event. This belongs to the River District, to those businesses. And they hit the streets, and they've got some great sales. But beyond that, there's vendors and artisans of all kinds. Everybody's invited to register. Registration is closing, so if you want to get it fast.
That's just for vendors, so registration.
Vendors and artisans.
And artisans,
mostly so I can take a little time, create a little map on my end so that everybody knows where they're supposed to go. Just the logistics stuff. It can be a little bit boring, but it has to get done, obviously, right?
Yes.
So registration is closing. I am still in need of a couple of volunteers that would help out for the day. I tried to do it mostly on my own last year. I got a lot of steps. So to have a couple of bodies just help. And this might be the best volunteer opportunity because you get to shop all day while you're doing it.
Oh, hello.
So yeah, absolutely. So if you are interested in volunteering or you have more questions about the registration and stuff like that, reach out to riverdistrict@owensound.ca. That's a specific River District email address, and I'll be able to navigate with you whether or not you need registration or volunteer forms and that kind of stuff. So that would be great. Again, it's July 8th. It starts at 8 a.m. The serious shoppers come out at 8 a.m., but it goes until 3 p.m., so there's tons of time. We've got food. Some of the restaurants are going to be open.
Nice.
I assume most of the restaurants are going to be open. And then we've got the community stage coming back this year. It was such a hit last year. The Owen Sound and District Chamber of Commerce, they're running it again. They did such a beautiful job. And they have everybody from, Taekwondo to community groups singing and all that kind of stuff. So it is great. And you get to see your friends and family performing and all that kind of stuff. So we love it. And then, of course, the Summer Folk Stage is going to be back.
Okay. Can I just mention that the hottest street sale draws in thousands of people on that day.
So
it's a busy day.
And you've got music, you've got food, you've got shopping, you've got watching cute kids perform on a stage. What more can you want for a beautiful day? So I expect you guys and everybody out there watching, cross your fingers for another beauty weather day.
Absolutely.
Yes. And then yes. And then, I mean, that's our summer. But of course, in early September, September 9th, we're going to have another wheel and ride. So we're kind of trying to bookend the school season. So one at the end of the season and one right at the beginning of the season. Kids ride their bikes to school a lot or take scooters and things like that. So we really want to drive home those road safety. And of course, it's just fun for a couple of hours. And it's a free event. They're all free events. So, I mean, really just come out and be part of the River District.
Well, the River District is a main anchor in our community, and the shops downtown need all the support that they can get. Rhonda and I are diehard shop local, and downtown is the go-to place.
Me too. I did all of my Christmas shopping last year down there.
Artist Co-op. I love the Artist Co-op.
I mean, you can't beat it. These are local artisans. These are your cousins, your brothers, your sisters, your moms, your dads, your neighbors, your friends that are running these businesses. It's not, a faceless corporation. And while there's many big box stores out there that do provide so much convenience and maybe a few things that you can't necessarily get, it's really important to think local and support local before, you go outside of that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, we also have, at that 5-minute mark, something special. Yes.
Good news.
So, welcome to the Rogers TV team.
Thank you.
Yes. So, you will have a new show coming up this fall. So, tell us all about that.
So, this fall, we are launching My River District. I have recently launched and been launching 2 seasons of our River District podcast. And that has been an excellent way to sit down with, the local business community. Again, those people we were just talking about, your neighbors, your brothers, your sisters, all of those people, and talk to them a little bit about what they offer in their store, what sets them apart, and all of those kinds of things. And that's since grown a little bit. One of the things that I'm working on this year through the River District is a locals love it here kind of movement. There are so many people in Owen Sound that love it, that live and breathe, the River District and the parks and the greenery and the trails and all those kinds of things. So let's talk about it a little bit. So while I will still be talking to the business owners because it's such a key component of our town, we'll also be talking to school children, and maybe I'll invite you guys on. And maybe we'll drag Daryl in and from Rogers and various other people who will come and tell me a little bit about their experience in Owen Sound. Not necessarily, their life story or anything, but how they interact with the city, what they love doing, if they're a bike enthusiast. Let's talk about the trail system a little bit, and those kinds of things. And then, of course, every single guest, which I'm going to have to write down because I'll probably forget it. I'm going to really try to do with every single guest, ask them, you're local, why do you love it here?
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to be promoting that Locals Love It Here program, and within that as well, the very first initiative that is launching June 1st is our community cleanup carts. So the River District, I should have brought one.
Yeah.
The River District has worked in partnership with the City of Owen Sound, predominantly our public works, parks, environment departments, to create these cleanup carts. We've been asked, we being the city, have been asked on multiple occasions, what can the city do to support our community cleanup? And there has always been, a couple of different answers and things like that. And through this program, we've created the carts that you just sign out for the weekend or a week or whatever. Go out with your community group, use the materials that we have in there. We've got a couple of the garbage pickup sticks, tons of gloves, sanitizer, garbage bags, recycling bags, obviously, a first aid kit. There'll be a sharps kit in there as well. Only use it if you're comfortable. If you're not, please don't. And then, of course, some paper in there as well. So should you see something a bit larger that you can't collect on your own, you can at least let Public Works know, this is here. Can you please come get it? And then they put that on the schedule to go and clean up, those larger areas and stuff. So this is launching June 1st. The first thing under the Locals Love It Here program, I do want to award you both with a Locals Love It Here sticker. Because obviously hosting this show, you are locals and you love it here. So you both get one of those.
Oh, thank you.
Very cool.
And of course, everybody who participates with a community cleanup or under any of the other Locals Love It Here programs, participating on the podcast that's starting in the fall, you will also be part of the Locals Love It Here Club.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
And I have a fabulous idea. I'm going to get over to the library where they have a button maker.
Buttons are coming. Buttons are coming.
Oh, good. Yes, that is awesome.
I have a great story as to why I love it here.
Well,
so
I'm going to say hold it and come back on the show in the fall.
Absolutely.
That sounds like a plan. In creating that sense of community and sense of responsibility within our community for maintaining it, keeping it nice, making it nice, picking up after each other. When we went camping, it was always our policy, and I learned it through Girl Guides. Leave it better than how you found it.
Yeah.
Low impact camping. I myself am a Girl Guide leader.
Oh my gosh, Viveca.
And we're taking really?
Brownies. I was a brownie
We're
leader.
in a group of our own. But so low impact camping. That's always taught to the girls and Girl Guides and things. And it should just be something that's kind of ingrained in our everyday life. Leave everything better than when you came. And I think this cleanup cart will help those kids kind of learn about that kind of respect for the environment.
Absolutely. Great. Viveca, thank you. We have to have you back because there's always more stuff going on than there's time on the show. But we thank you and we look forward to...
It's about sharing and caring. It's about doing and belonging. It's about living life to its fullest. And it's about laughing out loud. We are L'Arche Canada, and we're about witnessing and sharing the gifts of all people. Learn more about us today.
Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be the name. And when it seems I can't be found, just turn around. I'm young shouting ground.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures.
Hi, I'm David Shearman, host of Politically Speaking. Join me for my next show, where my guest will be Warden Brian Milne of Grey County. Politically Speaking on Rogers TV.
Snuggled in
Well, welcome back to Great County Life with our favorite episode of Adorable Adoptables with Renee. And we've got cuteness overload here. Look at this. Oh my goodness, Renee.
We're having a puppy party.
We're having a puppy party.
Puppy party.
Oh my, wait, you gotta see the eyes. Look at this. They've got a little black eye. Like, was it Spanky?
Yeah, and
Yes.
the RCA dog. Remember that?
And the RCA dog.
Way back.
Oh my
it's
gosh,
the patch,
yes.
right? That dog's name should be RCA or something.
Are so sweet.
Or whatever that dog's name happened to be. I don't know.
Now,
so
tell us-
these 3 are 3 of 6. So there are 3 others who look basically the same as this. There are 2 more whites with spots and 1 more like this. This is actually called a blue tick. They call you blue tick, and they just call that speckled white. So there you go, speckled white.
Wow.
These 3 are from the same home. All 6 are from the same home. Their mama was an Australian cattle dog, or blue heeler as you call them often, or heelers. And daddy was an Australian shepherd. So they're Aussie all the way through, just different mix of Aussies. For those unfamiliar with those breeds, imagine the same idea of a border collie with a different shape and color. Very much a herding dog, same purpose, chase sheep, chase stuff, run around, do farm things. That's their role in life. Very smart, very, very interested in pleasing. These are the dogs they often use for things like fly ball and agility and all of those sporty type things because they're sporty dogs.
And yet they
don't-
seem so calm
they seem so
and
calm
relaxed right now. Like they're
Puppies-
just so chill.
Puppies have this amazing ability to shut the world off when they get stressed. I wish that as humans we could do that. Just good night world. Wouldn't that be nice? Just flip a switch, have a little nappy, turn it back on when you're ready to go. So they do a lot of this sleepy puppiness in their first little bit. It's just while they adjust to the world. Hello. Oh, you got the worst, bestest puppy breath? Yeah, good thing I like puppy breath. Do not chew that. That is a microphone. Bad puppy.
Do not eat
They do
Daryl's
not. We'll
microphone.
turn you on this side. Here we go. I'm going to get in big trouble for that. They have had their vaccines. They have been dewormed and defleed, and they are now enjoying dry food, which is nice. We're still kind of moistening it a little bit just to make it a little more squishy, but totally able to eat small kibbles of the dry for sure. Now, the reasons that you might want a puppy, maybe you've got kids and we're not sure 80% of the time how dogs are with kids, and we always tell you no. Puppies are the ones we say, go for it. It's a whole lot of chaos in your house, but best of luck. Sometimes it is the way to do it. That's right. It is the guaranteed way that the puppy will be used to your home and all the people in your home. And if you've got time and if you've got energy, by all means, a puppy is a whole lot of fun. You do get them a lot longer that way. The life expectancy of these little monkeys is probably 15 years. So a big full investment. Full length of time. In saying that, we need to remind people, if you don't think you're going to be here in 15 years, don't get a puppy. And I mean that in all sorts of ways.
In the kindest way possible.
No, seriously,
Yes.
kindest way possible.
Absolutely.
And maybe you're going to leave the country, maybe you're planning on not staying with your partner, maybe you're planning on going away to school or whatever. Just consider your puppy in that. We see a lot of people who bring us seniors because their life has changed, and that's super duper sad. It's so much harder at that point in their life. So definitely consider that when you consider a puppy. But another thing you need to consider for me, because of course they are way too young for me to spay and neuter, please do that. Don't adopt them if you can't afford to do that, right? We can direct you to some low-cost options, right? Right, we don't want to see your babies. No, we don't.
Yeah.
No.
Although I'll bet you they'd be cute.
Babies would be cute, but no.
But
no.
But my word,
They are fantastic with dogs. If you have a dog who needs a buddy, who's looking for a companion, a puppy's a nice place to start. Again, because we know that they're going to be good with them. There's certainly makes the transaction a little easier when you've got something like this. Right? You're not a threat. Are you?
No.
No.
Oh, you are a sweetie
I think this
pie.
guy went to sleep.
You have to keep it forever now,
Oh my
because
gosh,
now
Mary
you're
Jane.
its house.
I
It is
knew-
asleep.
I knew this was a trap.
You are trying.
After me for 5 years.
Here, take this one. That's yours. Goodbye. Well, I mean, you are available maybe to love it and care for it and
give it up.
Yeah, but the 15-year thing is a little, yeah.
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 Well,
Disconcerting,
you're right,
but
and it is worth considering. Talk to your family members, talk to your friends. You know,
How big do these guys get?
actually, normally these would be, I would say, mid-sized dogs, so border collie, 50, 60. But their mom actually was quite small, as was dad. I did get to see photos of them, and they're both on the 45, 50 range. So in theory, they should only be 50 pounds at most. So
Well, that's Charlie.
yeah.
Charlie's apparently mid-size.
Yeah.
He feels like he's big size, but that's because I'm
Yeah.
not.
I never promise size, but they're not giant. That I can tell you for sure. For example, a lab puppy would be actually bigger than this as well. So at this point,
Yep.
now they were a big litter, but in saying that, they're quite small,
Yep.
which is okay. Yep. It's okay if you don't want. I mean, who needs a giant dog who's full of energy? Yikes.
No, thank you.
Yikes.
Yes.
Not my house.
Can I name him?
Yes.
Shadow.
Oh, Shadow it
We're
is.
giving him a
You name
name.
it, you
I
own
think that means
it.
we're gonna have a doggy.
Shadow is quite happy right there for all of eternity. I think this is Shadow's best life right there.
Just the
Look at him.
sweetest.
Just
Oh
look
my
at him.
goodness.
I don't know why I wanted. Why Shadow? I don't know.
Oh.
Ozzy.
Okay, so we've got Shadow. Are you going to name yours?
Ozzy.
Aussie. Aussie's a good one. What about you? What about you? You could be Spot. It's like, but
They
I'm the
are
speckled.
sweethearts.
I'm the speckled puppy. Your name could be Speck. What do you think? He's like,
How often do you have to bath a dog?
are you asking me this because your
I
puppy
know.
smells like puppy? No. Yes.
Because, I wonder, or do we overdo it? Charlie is a Labradoodle. He does not shed.
Yep.
I bath him when he gets really dirty.
Yep.
But is there a standard of care?
Every dog is different.
Yeah.
If your dog is spending a lot of time in the great outdoors, it is a good idea to bath them regularly for millions of reasons. One is that they're going to probably smell more often because they're getting into stuff. But more importantly, it gives you a chance to examine their body, look for cuts and scrapes and bumps and bug bites, ticks, fleas, lice. And some dogs medically.
ill health too.
Exactly. And beyond that, it is good to remove toxins and pollens. If you've been in a farmer's field, for example, there might be pesticides. If you've been romping and rolling in the bushes and you're not 100% what kind of things they've touched, that's another good time. I have a dog at home who has dermatitis, who needs regular bathing to keep him healthy. So really, every dog is their own. But I would say every couple of months otherwise, just for freshening up purposes.
Yes.
But more importantly, just make sure you're giving them a good look over and a good, if they're doing extra itching, extra chewing, start with a bath for sure.
Okay.
Right.
Well, thank you. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a hard goodbye today, isn't it?
I'm just going to leave them here and run out the door.
We'll see you next week on Great County Life on Rogers TV.
Bye for now.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
I'm Wendell Clark with a word about winning. We all know it takes a team effort in any sport and with any challenge. You can be a part of the winning team that shuts out impaired driving. Whether you're out on the